So I think there is no issue on the morale. The morale remains high. We are focused on our mandate.
Sir, na-discuss din ba yung, syempre, yung controversy, no, surrounding the resignation of Yusek Faustino and then yung subsequent appointment of Yusek Galvez? Did he tackle or was it ever part of the discussions? Kaya nag-ask din siya na everybody stay on board. Was that part of the discussions yesterday? Clearing the air?
Yes, thank you for the...
Yes.
Thank you for the question, sir. Una po sa lahat, nagpapasalamat po ako sa inyong presensya sa tanghaling ito at mabigyan kami ng opportunity na magsalita. Nanggaling po kami sa main function room ng AFP Commission Officers Club for the traditional New Year's call to the Secretary of National Defense and the Chief of Staff. It's a joint call actually. It's a cherished tradition of the One Defense Team na kung saan po ay kakaroon po ng pagpupulong or pagsasama at makita po ang kalagayan ng ating mga commanders and key officers. Sa katanungan po kung napag-usapan, ang tema po or ang meat of the discussion yesterday was to provide the Secretary of National Defense designate an orientation transition briefing. Initially, nagkaroon po ng pagpupulong in executive session ang outgoing and incoming or the newly designate Secretary of National Defense in this hall at nagkaroon po sila ng transfer, a smooth transfer of instructions, programs, and activities in aligned with the 10-point defense agenda. Kahapon po sa pagpupulong, sumentro po ang pagpupulong sa pagbibigay po ng kautusan. Una sa lahat, everyone stays on. And let us continue and focus with the mandate of the Defense Department and the One Defense Team, including its bureaus and the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Hindi na po namin pinag-usapan. Ang importante po rito ay we move forward and address the mandate of the Defense Department. Pangalawa po, nagbigay rin po siya ng kautusan na gaya nga po ng nasabi ni Director Aguilon that we should all hit the ground running, so to speak. Including, as proof, yung ngayon po, on the second day of the job, our Secretary of National Defense designated with the President visiting disaster-stricken areas in northern Mindanao at kasama din po dito, jive with this visit, our visit to our field units. So this is how Secretary Galvez would want to jumpstart his tenure as the SND designate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chino Victor. May you have a follow-up?
May follow-up lang, sir. Sir, hindi na pag-usapan yung medyo, ano ba tawag na? Medyo pinagkakaguluhan o kine-question na transition between the AFP chiefs and paano ba i-address ito through an IRR or na yung legal aspects kasi kine-question din in the first place. Was that ever part of the agenda or napag-usapan din yan?
Hindi po pinag-usapan because precisely there is nothing irregular if you are referring to the law that prescribes. And beside, rightfully, it is the prerogative of the Commander-in-Chief to designate not only the Chief of Staff, but of course the key officials of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the DND civilian bureaus.
Thank you, Chino. Are there any other questions? Yes, ma'am?
Sir Sean Ayu po sa Radyo Inquirer. Sir, how are you going to assess the morale of the troops right now after the parang hula-balo sa changes ng command sa DND, sa AFP tapos sa DND po?
Let me give my assessment based on the turnout in this morning's traditional joint DND New Year's call. All the key commanders were there, including the key staff officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the DND civilian bureaus. So I think there is no issue on the morale. The morale remains high. We are focused on our mandate.
Hi, I'm Pam from NHK. Sir, with the new defense and military leadership, will there be changes in terms of handling the West Philippine Sea? Why or why not?
I think the handling of the West Philippine Sea based on the foreign policy initiated by our chief architect, the President of the Republic, remains to continue. There shall be no changes insofar as handling of the West Philippine Sea issues, because we are implementers of policy. Thank you.
Sir, you said, for on SMA News, gusto ko natin linawin kung sa po ang status ngayon ng support ng Philippines sa NDF.
Ang suporta po ng DND being one or two on the lead clusters, which is the peace, law enforcement and development support, and the IAP or the task force Baliklog remains to be strong with support to NDF-LCAP.
If I may add,
Yes, sir.
Yusek De Leon. Si Yusek De Leon is the head of two clusters under the NTF-LCAP. He already mentioned the PLEDS and the IAP. So the DND has a crucial role under the NTF-LCAP organization. Thank you. Yes, Brandy?
General Centino will serve a 3-year fixed term.
Well, that is the prerogative of the Commander-in-Chief. The law provides a fixed tenure, but it also have a qualifier that in the event that, as the law provides, that the term cannot be pursued, the individual will be deemed compulsorily retired. So, on the answer to the question, I could not provide an answer to that. I'm not aware of the decision of the Commander-in-Chief insofar as the tenure of General Centino.
Thank you. Victor Reyes
Hi, sir.
of...
Victor, sir, sa Malaya. Sir, may mga talks ng dissatisfaction brought about by the replacement ni General Bacaro. So, what's the message of General Galvez sa mga sundalo who may be disgruntled?
The Armed Forces of the Philippines has expressly manifested in a press release that there is no destabilization. That was over the weekend. I think everyone is aware of that. And the message of Secretary Galvez is that the one defense team should remain united and should pursue and focus on its mandate. Basically, yun ang binabanggit niya in our transition briefing yesterday. And oo nga pala po, gusto ko rin pong sabihin that there will be an AFP DND Command Conference tomorrow at the GHQ conference room, wherein Secretary Galvez himself is scheduled to preside jointly with the Chief of Staff AFP. At doon po ibibigay officially ang kanyang Secretary of National Defense guidance.
Thank you, Victor.
Sir, good afternoon po. John Eric Mendoza po from Inquirer.net. Sir, kahapon, napabalita po yung may courtesy resignation po na siyam na 5 undersecretaries and 4 na assistant secretaries. Then, this Wednesday morning, parang doon po sa meeting, nabanggit po ni Secretary Galvez na parang gusto niya po maging intact yung DND. So, sir, for the record, wala na pong magre-resign.
Wala pong, gusto ko lang pong i-stress para po sa pag-uunawa ng lahat. A courtesy resignation is a customary process. Whenever there is a new head of the agency, the key officials will render their courtesy resignation for the purpose of giving a free hand to the newly designated head of the department. This is nothing extraordinary, even in other agencies, more so with the One Defense Team, because kami po, we value tradition. So, normal po yun. Now, it is incumbent upon the newly designated head of agency to either accept or reject. In the case of Secretary Galvez, while we are ready with our 30 resignation in accordance with customs, there is nothing extraordinary about it. He immediately gave the order, everybody stays put, and hence nobody would resign or get out of the DND. As manifested by Director Andolong, we are intact.
Sir, good afternoon. Mark Makalala, DCW. Sir, follow-up lang doon. Everyone will stay for now because of the transition or you all agreed na magstay talaga sa DND despite ng changes sa leadership?
We all agreed we stay. The senior leaders, the undersecretaries, and the assistant secretaries.
So, even though tapos na yung transition natin, sir, tuloy lang yung service nyo sa DND?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, second question, sir. Dahil sa sudden changes sa leadership ng AFP and DND, do you think necessary pa ba yung loyalty check or di na kailangan ito?
Hindi na po. Wala pong kailangang loyalty check. The AFP remains steadfast and loyal to the Constitution, the flag, and the duly constituted authorities.
Thank you, sir.
All right, are there any other questions?